evening, everyone. Call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell? Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item will be the moment of silence by our Vice President, Mr. Jerry Denton.
As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity. Thank you.
Okay, next item will be our Pledge of Allegiance. Will be led by fifth grader Riley Schmidt from Aspen Creek.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Riley. That was a good job.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Mr. Perry is late, so you're gonna get a bunch of tough questions from the board
right.
tonight. So we'll let Miss Roulette start because she's the meanest.
Wow. What school do you go to?
I go to Aspen Creek Elementary.
Aspen Creek. What is your favorite subject?
I like math and reading.
Oh, nice. That's a tough one, wasn't it? Yeah.
All
Where
right.
will you be going next year?
I'm going to go to Oliver Middle School next year.
Oh, great.
All right. You do any, play in a band, any sports, anything like that?
I'm in the student council and brain went blank.
That's okay.
Yep, I'm in student council.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. So, have you visited your next school yet, or do you have any brothers or sisters?
We did do a field trip there, and they just kind of told us about all the band and the show choir and all the different activities there. And then there was also a night that we went a few weeks ago where we just went and we talked about like all the classes and all that stuff.
It's exciting. It's getting close. So, do you have any special guests with you tonight who came with you?
I have my little sister and my mom.
All right.
All right. Steve, go take it.
Okay.
Do you mind if we get a
Can we take
picture with you?
All of us?
Right up here in the front?
Do it in front.
And I just want to say you've got great taste in
Mom, if you want to come up and take a picture as well. Or...
Make sure you get cookies. Okay, next item will be the approval of the board meeting minutes for April 15th. Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Got a motion second, please call the roll.
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Abstain. Okay, next item.
We actually had a change in the agenda that came after the agenda was posted, so I would like to make a motion that we move section 14, item 118, which is new business, insert it right before section 5.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
got a motion and a second to move new business up in front of item 5.0. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes, so our new business item tonight would be Miss Gould, our head Special Olympics coach.
Yay.
Well, hello.
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 Hi.
Members of the board and wonderful leaders. I told you a couple of months ago that we would be back if we got good news, and we're back. So I have Derek Kane. He is the Chief Operating Officer for Special Olympics Oklahoma. I'm going to let him kind of explain what we're doing here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Cool, thank you. Can I adjust this a little bit? So, oops. I'm smart enough to figure this out, I'm sorry. All right, is it on? Can you hear me? I gotta get my glasses on. So, first of all, thank you guys for inviting me here today. We are really excited to honor Broken Arrow High School for their national and well-deserved recognition that they just recently got. Broken Arrow High School is part of our Unified Champion School program, and the students and staff have gone above and beyond to make this program a huge success at their school. Broken Arrow High School received the National Banner recognition from Special Olympics North America during the school year of 2022-23 and 23-24 both. And not only did Broken Arrow High School reach the National Banner recognition, but they've also been a state banner champion school here in Oklahoma the last 2 years. There are currently 131 banner schools, or I'm sorry, Unified Champion schools here in Oklahoma, and only 9 of them have received this national honor. So this is truly a great honor that they've received. They achieved this recognition based on their whole school involvement that exemplifies inclusion and respect for those with intellectual disabilities. The students and staff have provided opportunities in leadership, inclusion, kindness, and sports competitions for those with intellectual disabilities, which brought in students without intellectual disabilities that partnered right alongside with them. We're also happy to say that Childers Middle School and Leisure Park Elementary reached the state banner status this school year for the first time. The work and involvement to reach both the state and national recognition is not easy, but the students and the staff at Broken Arrow High School and the public schools see the benefit and the impact that it has on the students with intellectual disabilities, but also the students without intellectual disabilities. And it's truly amazing to see the difference that the teachers and the students have made at these schools, to see that sense of inclusion and respect that they have, and that transcends the boundaries of the school and the walls of the school and goes out to the community as a whole. So we would just like to recognize and thank Broken Arrow Public Schools for supporting Special Olympics and the special needs population here in Oklahoma. So thank you guys very much.
You guys, any of your staff or anyone want to say anything? Students?
wanna say
Any
anything?
students?
Students? Ava, you have a speech? Just kidding.
Come on up here and let's get your all's
Yeah,
picture
let's
with
get a
everybody
picture.
in the front.
All
Cool.
right.
Coach, great job.
Yeah.
Get up here, Mr. Perry, just in time.
Oh, perfect timing.
Thank you, Coach. Ms. Gould and your staff, we want to thank you all. It's, as a board member, it makes us very proud to be able to be a part of such a wonderful community and district and the work that you all do, and the students as well. Thank you for stepping up and being leaders. They say we got great kids and we get to see them right here on Monday
Yes,
night,
thank
so
you.
we want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Appreciate it.
Good evening, Mr. Perry.
Good evening. Glad to be here.
We missed you. Next item, Mr. Elkins.
Well, that was incredible, that last item. Good evening, Mr. Perry, President Allen, members of the board. If you recall, back in January, I came before you to present $10,000 from Rebecca Olson, Hightower Accounting and Tax, for the new Tiger Connect classroom space. You had asked me to bring her back here to recognize her. I do have to apologize. Due to the weather, she has an autistic son and needs to be with him for this time. But she did give me a statement, and I want to read that to you because she's very much appreciative of that space. She says, "To the incredible and wonderful members of the board and Superintendent Chuck Perry, I admire greatly the work and tremendous amount of love and effort you pour into Broken Arrow Public Schools. As a former parent of a child on an IEP, it goes without showing the dedication and quality of care my boys received while students at BAPS. I pray that every child that come through the doors of the Bloom Room will know the storms in their life, even if on an emotional level, are only a passing season. They were born with great purpose and are loved tremendously. That there is hope beyond the moments of struggle, and a journey of healing is there. If they dare to believe, there is life with so much more for them. I also pray that every teacher in the school district knows that they are loved and supported, and there are many who are grateful for the time and effort that they pour into each and every student. I apologize I'm not there in person this evening due to unforeseen circumstances, but I wish to send a statement to thank each of you from the bottom of my heart for the opportunity to give back and sow a seed into Tiger Connect. Children were created and born with great purpose, just as every seed was designed to one day bloom. I pray every child feel that love when they enter it. And thank you, Broken Arrow Public Schools, for Tiger Connect. Thank you for all you do. With my warm heart, Rebecca Olson, founder, CEO of Hightower Accounting and Tax. So just a little backstory. So Rebecca came to me and told me her story of her children. And that was about the time we were talking about Tiger Connect and what that could look like for Broken Arrow Public Schools. And I said, well, Rebecca, I've got a project that your story aligns right with what we're trying to do. And that is to provide our students a safe place to work through some of the things that they're dealing with and work with our families and to reintegrate them back into the classroom. And she said, well, tell me more about this program. So we did, and she presented us $10,000 to supply a calming space with the items needed for these students to excel. And so I'm just appreciative of the foresight that our district has to help these students. We've started small, but boy, there's a need in our community. And I know if Rebecca can support this initiative, there are others out there that could do the same, and I just want to recognize her.
We're very, very grateful, and the statement, first of all, just got me choked up.
Yeah.
When she talks about that purpose that every child has, and it's just amazing, and we're very thankful for her gift. I'd be remiss without mentioning Ms. Kaiser. If you'll please stand, Mr. Blackburn, please stand. Their work in getting Tiger Connect off the ground and that vision of that, so I think they deserve it. But Ms. Olson, I know you're not here, but I hope you feel the love and appreciation that we show tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she does. She loves what we're doing here at Broken Arrow Public Schools and is always excited to talk about what our district's doing to move education forward.
Truly a heartfelt thank you. I mean, and that's what, it's just simply incredible. Having back-to-back things like this where you get to see adults stepping up, but then we also get to see our kids stepping up. I mean, that's what the school's about, the district's about, and our family is about. So I'm grateful for every one of you all, so I appreciate it.
Next item will be to vote on motion to approve
Yep.
the generous donation.
Make a motion to approve.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, so you actually did approve
that's
that
right.
back in
We did
January,
approve
and we
that.
were just.
Approved it.
Yep.
That's back when we was.
We may have to have her come.
I
in
mean,
June.
we could bring her back.
Have her in June.
This is what happens when you don't show up, right?
We'll give her three, or she gets elected to something, who knows?
You just tell me what, and I'll tell her.
Thank you.
We appreciate her. Okay, Chase, sorry, next one, please.
Now, next item, we do want to bring before you another $10,000 donation. And I love when I get to come and bring these donations, but when I get to come back and it's a repeating donation, I want to just recognize our foundation. The Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation has donated $10,000 for Project Graduation again this year. That is huge for our students. I attended when I was a student here. It's one of those things when you think back on your career at Broken Arrow Public Schools, as a student, it's a memory. And our students, when they graduate, they get to go to this. And our foundation really supports this initiative among many other things. So we've got a couple members of the board that would like to come up. We've got a big check we'd like to just present and have a photo. But I did want to bring that before you for a vote.
Absolutely. Do we want to vote first or have them come up and speak first? Are they going to talk?
I think we're just going to do a photo, but if you want to vote real quick, we can do a photo.
Absolutely.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. And if there are any in this room that haven't got a chance to get involved in the foundation, I'd encourage them. It's a wonderful organization, do so much, work tirelessly, and this is wonderful. And also, when you get to go see them hand out those checks in those teachers' classrooms, it's game
Probably
changer.
not.
It's exciting.
Thank you all.
You're never leaving. Next item, number 7, Ms. Barber.
Well, good evening, Board, Mr. Perry, President Allen. It's been an awesome evening, very bucket filling, so hopefully we'll be able to add to this with some more celebrations. It's my great honor tonight to celebrate our 4 National Merit finalists. They're all here except for Ava Boswell. She had a family situation come up tonight, but I just want to say these students in front of you are not only incredibly smart and dedicated and hardworking, but they're also just good humans. And their parents are here tonight, and they're also amazing people. So our 4 National Merit finalists this year are Ava Boswell, William Harris, Philip O., and Brody Reed. So I want to celebrate them, and then I know you might have a couple of questions for them tonight. And I've got a certificate for them.
All right. We'll just ask you, once you all come up and introduce yourselves and any of your special guests. And
My name's Brody Reed. I'm here with my parents, Zach and Cheryl Reed, in the corner.
Tell us about your plans. I know this isn't your first rodeo up here.
Yeah, well, the plan is to triple major at the University of Tulsa. I plan to triple major in computer science, cybersecurity, and computer simulation. That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. It's about 19 hours a semester until senior year. I'll take 20. So, but the National Merit Scholarship, me and William are going, it's a 5-year, so I have an extra year.
Well,
Nice.
that's impressive. I didn't even know there was triple.
Don't ask me.
Majors when we went to
Well,
school.
they don't try and suggest it. but-
Yeah. It's kind of disappointing not going for the quad.
Well,
you do have summer school.
it's true.
No, very proud of you, and thank you for all your hard work. You make BA shine.
Thank you.
When you
Great
achieve these
job.
things. Thank you.
Great job.
My name's William Harris. I didn't bother to bring my parents
No.
today. I thought I'd leave them at home. But just like Brody, I'm off to the University of Tulsa, and I'm planning on majoring in mechanical engineering and Spanish through TU's semi-new study abroad program, where I'll spend a year off in some Spanish-speaking country.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Are you nervous about it at all?
Maybe a little,
Yeah.
depending on the country.
Mhm. Well, that takes a lot of courage to step out there and do something different like that, but I know it'll pay off in the long run. Proud of you. Do y'all have anything with him? Well,
We appreciate your hard work.
yes. You
Great
make-
job.
Make BA proud.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Philip O, and my mother Chan O is back there. After high school, I'm gonna be going to Pomona College in California. I actually don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I spent all my high school years keeping every door open, and now I can't choose which one to go in.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah, now I have to go through the ritual like every other high schooler did, but now I'm 4 years late. I gotta look back. What do I want to do? I don't know.
Well, what made you choose that university?
You know, I went through the Questbridge program, so I just listed a bunch of ones that I liked, and I made that one. It's got a fluoride to it, so it's obviously a good way to, I guess, decide, but.
Yeah.
Where's that university located? I know you said California, but what part?
Yeah, so it's in Claremont, about 30 minutes from LA. I actually really like the location, which is one of the reasons I thought it was a good place to attend.
Great.
You know, it's kind of like Oklahoma, but close to a big city, so.
Yeah.
A little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be next to the beach too, which will be,
Mhm.
hopefully get to visit it. Well, just like the others, very proud of you and all three of you. You don't realize the impact you have on the school district with all the hard work you put in, and we're very appreciative of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Best of luck.
And one more thing, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Ms. Gina Giddens, who's our college and career counselor. She does a phenomenal job, has a vision for preparing our kids to be college, career, and life ready. And then a shout out to our teachers for their dedication to the program.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Peterson.
Yes, do y'all want to?
Yeah, get a picture?
Do they want one, or will they take one?
Will you take one, please? Good luck to y'all. Ms. Giddens, thank you. Thank you.
All right, good evening, Mr. Perry, President Allen, and members of the board. Tonight, I am excited because I get to recognize two groups of teachers. These teachers have gone above and beyond in wanting to grow in their leadership. They have applied and were accepted into our Aspiring Admin Academy. But we started something new this year. We have two different cohorts. And so we have the first cohort that this is their first go around in all the different aspects of leadership, as far as like building leadership, instructional leadership, and then our cohort 2 actually went through Aspiring Admin in the past 2 years, and then they wanted to come back and go even deeper. And so we were able to give them some opportunities more in the field with principals. And so I just wanted to recognize them because Mr. Sappington and I are wanting to be really intentional about growing the people that we have so that we can develop our leadership pipeline. And so first, I would like to recognize those that were in our cohort 2. And when I call your name, if you don't mind coming up, we have Ashley Adams, Laura Byrne, Lauren House, Amanda Hunley, Susan Kirk, Kaylin Miller, Lindsay Moberg, Carissa Moser, Christina Nichols, Caitlin Rylander, Allie Sade, Tara Sawyer, and Crystal Taylor. And so these were the teachers that were in our cohort 2. And then cohort 1, we have Jacqueline Beavers, Sarah Bruckerhoff, Melissa Cluck, Michael Davis, Angela DeGraffenried, Brittany Golson, Heather Goodacre, Monica Hansen, Gabriella Hicks, Haley Hoover, Katie Lewis-Jones, Sarah Jelson, Lindsay Little, Chelsea McClure, Carol McKenzie, Kaylee Purcell, Jacqueline Reese, Annabeth Scott, Kathy Cisco, Angie Turner, Casey Wayman, and Isaiah Winters. So we have a great crew of teacher leaders. And one thing that I have to commend them on is they are leaders within their building. And I just find it so exciting that they are wanting to learn the leadership as far as a site and being an instructional leader.
Want to commend you all for stepping out there and spending that extra time. You don't get paid for this. You did it because you want to better yourself and your careers. And we love to, use our homegrown talent right here in BA. And, you're the future of Broken Arrow Public Schools. And we're excited about the future because you want to be here and continue to create that. And principal's a hard job, harder than it's ever been. And hopefully you learn some things this semester, and first semester would take you on to, when you get that start, get that chance, it won't be quite as overwhelming. It'll still be overwhelming on some days, but it won't be quite as what you've learned. So thank you for taking the time and investing.
Who in here is elementary, has aspirations elementary?
Oh, a lot of them.
Wow,
That's incredible.
awesome.
Great.
Good deal. We have lots of those.
Lots to pick from.
Well, thank you all for making the commitment to making our district better and making those around you better as well. And we will be better because of you, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on, Mr. Perry probably needs to get his picture taken with you. You guys deserve to get your picture.
Yes, you do.
You all need to get your picture taken too. You worked hard.
Come right up here.
You guys worked too hard. Get that picture taken. Somebody over here. Hey, get home safe. Thank y'all for what you do. Thank you. This keeps getting better every agenda item. Okay, we don't. Miss Amanda, you're up next, I believe. They didn't have
Okay.
your name written down, so I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Perry, President Allen, and members of the board. We are so honored to be here tonight to recognize two of our wonderful Spirit programs. First, I'd like to recognize our junior varsity Tigets and their coaches. If I could have the coaches come up here with me, please. They are coached tonight by Kara Donathan and Jordan Hackney Gehring, and I just want to recognize the fact that they are state champions, not only in kick, but they are also academic state champions for obtaining a 3.9 team GPA. We are so proud of them.
And I would just like to say how proud I am of the girls, first of all. Like, that's great. We've never actually had this accomplishment before, so it's amazing. And we had a wonderful season. And it's sad, it's over. But we had an amazing time, supportive parents. Most of them are out here with us tonight. So thank you for letting us be here tonight.
Congratulations to our athletes. We are so proud of you. And if we can get a picture with you all and the board, that would be wonderful. So please come up here.
Yes, congratulations. I will say that academic state championship is very challenging to get. It's very competitive, and for you all to take care of stuff on the dance floor and in the classroom, very impressive, very impressive. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Way to go. Way to go. I like that academic one.
Nice job, ladies.
Way to go.
Super job.
So we'll get number 2 next year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Set the bar.
Way to go.
That is awesome.
Way to go.
Thanks, ladies.
Way to go, Coach. Way to go.
Oh,
Dalton, come on up.
Parents, if y'all want to come up and take a closer peek, step right
yeah,
up.
parents, feel free to come up.
We'll take plenty of time.
Yep.
Thank you, JV Tigets. Next, I would like to recognize our junior high cheer team. They are coached by Dylan Griffin Woodard, Sydney White, and Bree Mesher. This past January, junior high cheer competed at NCAA Nationals in Dallas, Texas. The team competed and received a national championship in advanced game performance. This was junior high cheer's first ever national championship at NCAA. Congratulations to our athletes and our coaches.
You don't get off that easy. No.
Right. We want to thank the school board for acknowledging us today for our win. I want to thank all of the parents. They do more than anybody will ever know. Long hours. They get us all kinds of things throughout the year. I just want to thank all of the parents for all of their continued support, and the community. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to get to do what we love to do. The biggest round of applause for these girls. They have done hours and hours and hours at practice, and it has paid off for winning nationals. So a big round of applause for them, please.
Coach, real quick question for you. How many athletes do you have on your team?
35.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
What does it mean for an advanced game performance?
Questions. I could talk about cheerleading, that's for sure. So the advanced. So at NCAA, they have different categories. Advanced, you have to have certain skills. We are at the top of the skills where we can max out the score sheets. So we have, if it makes sense to people, we have full standing backs. We have like the hardest stunt skills for junior high age group. And these girls won the advanced, the top group to do.
Nice.
So
That's
basically,
awesome.
we're the best junior high team ever.
Way to go. Way to go.
Congratulations.
Great job,
Way to go,
Blake.
Coach. Keep it up.
Congratulations.
Keep it up.
Nice job. Thank you.
Nice job.
Way to go. Nice job.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Ms. Snyder.
Yes.
I just want to
Yes,
say
sir.
something real quick.
Yes, sir.
I believe you're in the athletic department,
I believe so.
and Spirit falls under your
Umbrella.
leadership umbrella. I mean, we've just had 100+ students in Spirit come through here, and all championship athletes. Just want to say thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be
It's,
able to help.
Amazing. Amazing.
I didn't do much, I'll tell you that. I credit all the coaches and the wonderful parents and the athletes who work incredibly hard, and our strength staff, and it's a full court of people that make it happen. And last but not least, I would like to welcome our varsity cheer team. They are coached by the wonderful head coach, Kirsten Blood Delahanty, and assistant coaches who are wonderful as well, Taylor Moose and Ian Bodie. For more than 40 years, the UCA National High School Cheerleading Championship has been the culmination of the season for cheerleaders across the nation. It's the most prestigious high school national championship in the country, and such an incredible opportunity for cheerleading teams to get together and celebrate each other at the most magical place on earth, Walt Disney World. And actually, will the coaches go ahead and come up here by me, because this is about you all and your teams, but I want you guys to be up here. To give you some perspective, there were over 25,000 athletes in attendance this year at UCA Nationals. I can only imagine the feeling that our cheerleaders, coaches, and parents had the moment they were called Medium Co-ed Game Day National Champions. Broken Arrow was the only school in Oklahoma to bring back a national title. The graduating seniors in this class have been a part of 2 UCA National Championships and 1 state championship during their time on varsity cheer. To all 36 athletes on this team, congratulations on your success in the classroom and on the mat. You have a team GPA of 3.5 currently, and we are so proud of each one of you. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you to our school board and our athletic department for the constant support of cheer. In this school district, which is not like all school districts, we are treated just like any other athlete, and I think that's incredible, and we couldn't do it without your support. I also want to thank our parents, because they, like Dylan just said, we could not function without them. They do so much. Our president is actually here, and we could not have survived without her. And last, I want to thank these hardworking kids. Not only are they incredible athletes and work hard in the gym, we also accumulated with our junior high JV and varsity programs over 600 hours of community service this year. So they are out in the community trying to serve you as much as you serve us. We're so blessed to be their coaches, and we're glad that we get to celebrate them tonight.
I would just like to say, too, people don't realize for all these Spirit squads, there's no off-season. It's summer camp.
We had 1 whole week off.
That's right. You don't stop.
If you slide on down this way. There we go.
Coach, is your room going big enough to fit all the kids?
I don't know. We're just ready to be
Tuesday? Are you in? I'll be there.
Congratulations, man. Way to
Thank
go,
you, Miss
Coach.
Amanda. Thank you. Way to go. Way to go.
Good job.
Keep it up, Coach. Keep it up.
Good job. That looks good. Nice bling.
Yep. What? See you at 2:30. Outstanding. Next item are comments from the public. We have none. Next item will be approval of the consent agenda, items 12 through 106.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item, 107, Ms. Eniff.
Good evening, President
I
Allen,
didn't get that.
Mr. Perry, members of the board. Tonight, I'm seeking your approval for the arbitrage transfer between our general fund and arbitrage account. This is in anticipation of a potential liability we have coming up with the Internal Revenue Service next spring. We use a consultant to help with these calculations, and right now we are looking at a liability due to the interest earned in this particular account.
Okay. Any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item, Mr. Leach.
Good evening. This evening, I bring for your approval, or recommend for your approval, a contract with GS Helms and Associates to provide architectural services related to the design, bidding, and construction of the BAPS Transportation Hub, and authorize the Director of Construction Services to negotiate the terms of the contracts. The cost of the district will be 7% of the cost of the work and will be paid with 2023 bond funds.
Mr. Leach, is this the one we tabled from last month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item, Ms. Hennis.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and the board. This evening, I would like to bring to you for your approval the purchase of Renaissance EduClimber database and Star Phonics for the amount of $572,918.64 for a 4-year multi-year deal, and it will be paid for out of bond funds.
Ms. Hennis, can you talk about how this will be helpful to our teachers and
Yes.
doing what we do now and make it more efficient?
Yes, so right now when teachers, kindergarten through 5th grade, assess phonics, we do it one-on-one with each student, and then they have to enter the data archaically into Excel spreadsheets that feed other Excel spreadsheets and so on. And so Star Phonics, when they assess the student one-on-one, it will automatically take the data and enter it into the database immediately. So they won't have to go and then re-enter data. Then EduClimber is this awesome database that takes data from all these different assessments that we do, either legislatively driven or Star Phonics, something that we are trying to pinpoint what students need to work on, and it will pull it into this database that will also pull other forms of data like attendance or free and reduced lunch or transportation issues, things like that. We'll put it all into one database. So on its own, you know, a child that has an attendance issue, it may be one thing, but if you pull up their state testing and they are low in that and they're low in other areas, it will flag kind of like a big picture. So it will help us recognize if there are any students that we need to intervene on. And that program, EduClimber, is kindergarten through 12th grade. So we can look at, it'll just help us identify any students that need interventions.
That puts a lot more power into teachers' hands.
Yes.
And they have that autonomy to pull that.
Yes, and it will also it'll make their small groups for them, and it'll take like all of the different assessments, and it'll say, these are the students that need to work on this skill, these are the students that need to work on this skill, and it will just save teachers so much time trying to just sift through all the data themselves.
It sounds like it'll be harder for kiddos to fall through the cracks.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's great.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item, 110. Ms. Peterson.
Good evening, Mr. Perry and Mr. Allen and members of the board. I know I am not Ms. Boker, but I will be presenting for Ms. Boker and Mr. Sapping tonight, so you're going to have to put up with me for just a few minutes. So before I get started, all of the items I will be presenting are all a part of the math textbook adoption. Every item that is listed on here is approved by the state. We have to look at their adoption lists. You're going to see some large numbers, and I wanted to explain those. These numbers represent 6 years worth of materials. So if approved, these items will provide math materials for our teachers and students beginning next year through the following 6 years. So once they're approved, what makes it nice is each year they just ship it to, we just put in the requisitions, they ship it to the school so it's there before the first day of school. And so I just wanted to make sure. The other thing, you're going to see some discrepancy in numbers. That's going to be because some of the larger numbers, like the elementary number, that's going to serve about 5,000 students, where some of these are maybe for pre-AP math classes, it's going to be a much smaller group of kids that it's serving. So I thought it might just be easier to say that up front. Also, I will say on items for the big ticket items like mine and Mr. Sappington's, which is 112 and 116, all professional development is included in the price. So that's kind of a big deal as well, to have the professional development that is included. So first I bring to you tonight on item 110, the asking for approval for Frog Street Press to provide a comprehensive integrated curriculum that ties together all 10 learning domains for our early childhood students. This would be for 6 years at a cost of $210,049.37. I would like to note that pre-K hasn't, they've been using creative curriculum for the last 11 years, and so this would be the first time they're getting a complete comprehensive curriculum. And when I say comprehensive, that includes math, reading, science, and social studies.
Ms. Peterson, I know at several years ago, and hopefully I don't put you on the spot here, but I know there was discussion, and we, at one point in time, we were, with curriculum and books and stuff, we were looking at something called like open resources or
OERs.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I know we were looking at utilizing that at one point in time. Can you talk to that a little bit about, because people may look at these next several items, and there's millions of dollars here,
Yes.
but the discussion at one point in time is, well, could we use OERs or could we not? Can you talk a little bit
I
to
absolutely
that, where
can.
it's difficult maybe? Or?
Absolutely. So when we were first looking at OERs, we were not receiving any textbook funds.
Correct.
So we were trying to figure out, how do we get resources in the hands of our teachers by also being fiscally responsible? We just didn't have, I can remember the year that we did it, because it was going to cost $3.1 million just to put reading materials in our K-5 classrooms. And so we knew that we would not be able to do that. It took a great deal of time for our classroom teachers. We were asking our classroom teachers and our instructional coaches to be curriculum writers. And so they did a fabulous job of putting together those resources, but within those resources, it included a lot of links to, taking them to different places. Someone, and I would say it would literally take probably a team of individuals working full-time to keep those updated, because since then all our standards have changed, so we would have had to have changed it multiple times. Someone would have to stay up to date on making sure all of the links were viable, because the one thing that we would not want is for a teacher to be in a classroom, think they were going to be able to teach this lesson, go to the links, and then they weren't there. What we heard from our elementary teachers, the students needed a workbook. They wanted something to be able to take home, and so we may have been saving money on the front end, but we were running a lot of paper. We also found a lot of teachers were just going to teacher pay teacher, and that a lot of that stuff, it's not research based. And so as we were looking at our tier 1 instruction, if you notice our math scores especially, they weren't awesome. And so we really needed to make sure that we provided a Tier 1 curriculum that was aligned to our state standards, that was consistent across the district. Because what we found, even though they would be using them, what may be going on at one school, what they were using, it may look different in another school. So it was really hard to have vertical alignment discussions. And so I think our intent was good and it helped us at the time. However, I don't think for the long term, like I said, we would literally have to hire someone full-time just to maintain those ongoing. And that's why we moved away from the OERs. We still have a lot of those resources that teachers can go to and pull from, but that's what they were. They were great resources, not necessarily a wonderful Tier 1 curriculum.
No, that helps. Thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of get that perspective just because I know I'd recalled that in some of the discussions and was just wondering, and that's a great explanation. And I'm sure it would be more than just one. It'd probably have, like to your point, a team to.
We'd probably have to have someone for every core subject.
At least.
At least. And so, and then probably someone from like Mr. Chitty's team, because there was a whole piece of it that was digital. And at least with everything that's on this list, there's the digital component for all of the students, especially at the elementary where we're one to stay and secondary where we're one-to-one. But there's also the materials that teachers can hold in their hands and that students can hold in their hands when they need them.
Well, and then I guess another final component is with us meeting Oklahoma standards and being certain that that curriculum meets that.
Yes.
That is just one full package.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Awesome. So, I had just presented the pre-K curriculum for the cost of $210,000 or $210,000. Holy cow! I need a math lesson.
That's okay.
I was just speaking so eloquently, and now I can't read that number.
It was flowing.
I
very
taught
well.
language arts and social studies, by the way. Anyway, so we would be utilizing textbook funds when they are released. We just wanted to go ahead and get these approved so that our goal is as soon as they're released, we can get them ordered so we can get them in the hands of the teachers.
I make a motion to approve $210,049.37. Just kidding.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item.
The next item is the professional development that would go along with the Frog Street Press. This is the one that the professional development, it is separate. That would be a cost of $3,893.10, and that professional development would cover every pre-K teacher as well as our developmentally delayed 3- and 4-year-old classrooms as well.
Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. So I was trying to do math. I was trying to figure out how many teachers you had and add it by your professional development. But sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So our next item is for our elementary math curriculum utilizing Cengage Learning, who will provide new Big Ideas math curriculum for elementary students. This is a 6-year agreement for a cost of $1.2 million paid for out of textbook funds. And like I said, this also does provide all professional development for the duration of the 6 years.
Very good. Okay. Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, 113.
The next item is to approve a new agreement between Broken Arrow and Savas, who will provide online access to math for secondary students at a cost of $17,335.92 for a duration of 6 years.
You did so well. So well.
I know.
That was
I
good
just
on your,
needed
good
a
on your
little help.
numbers. Yeah.
Any discussion, questions?
Now this for the high school, or they also get workbooks? Or
No, I believe they do not. It's the elementary would all get workbooks, and I would have to verify. I don't think they do get workbooks. It's all digital.
I know I heard it a lot even from my grandchildren in
Yeah.
elementary. They needed a book to
Yes.
be able to use.
Elementary will have workbooks.
Okay, great.
And pre-K will also have manipulatives and materials as well.
And I would like to say with Dr. Dias and Ms. Peterson, one thing that they've been intentional about for this purchase here is making sure all of our teachers have these resources too. Because in the past, I think we've tried to save a penny here and there, and then we, don't give the resources teachers need to be successful, and we're committed to do that here. So I appreciate their leadership with that.
Thank you for doing that, because, we may have the greatest intention in thinking we are getting something comprehensive of that nature, and I think it's very prudent that we are intentional to make certain that, if I feel like I'm approving something for the teachers, that they truly are getting that resource. And so, again, what you're doing is invaluable, so thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, 114.
Yes, the next item is for an agreement between Broken Arrow Public Schools and Bedford, Freeman, and Worth, who would provide online access to statistics for secondary students. This would cost the district $24,615.18 and would be paid for out of bond funds.
When you say specific, is there a certain class or like?
This would be
11th
for
graders?
statistics, the statistics curriculum,
Okay. Okay.
like AP Stat and.
Gotcha. Okay.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Understood.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. I didn't hear you very well. I thought you said specific, but it said statistics.
I'm probably talking really fast.
You're fine.
So, the next would be an agreement between Broken Arrow Public Schools and Cengage Learning, who would provide online access to math to our advanced placement students in secondary. This would cost the district $82,584.86 and would be paid for out of bond funds.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, 116.
And the last is for an agreement between Broken Arrow Public Schools and McGraw-Hill, who will provide math curriculum for secondary students. This does include all middle school students as well. And this would cost the district $981,256.05.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson.
And just before we move on to the next item, I think it's important to where, again, Mr. Perry, I think you had talked about this at one point in time when we were discussing the purchase of all this, of our commitment that we're making to make certain that, we're getting the curriculum. Can you talk a little bit about that, where I know we've discussed how we're intentionally trying to commit to buying the curriculum and the
Yes.
books and everything so that.
And I think a lot of it is that we're giving teachers all the resources that they can do. We want to hold teachers accountable. We have high expectations academically for our students, but it's not fair to teachers if we don't give them the tools to do that. And I feel like in the past, we may have done something of not included enough workbooks for classrooms, so now kids have to share, or teachers have to get in this dilemma of, do I make a copy of a copyrighted workbook page where you're supposed to purchase that? And that's what Dr. Dias, when this came forward, she said, I want to make sure we get everything for them, worked hard again. I keep saying this every board meeting. I appreciate Ms. Enop's team of finding ways to spend our dollars on direct classroom instruction, and this is a part of it. So this is a lot of money, but it doesn't bother me a bit because I think this will pay off and we'll see some great gains next year. We've got some new plans for a focus program we'll be able to introduce soon with math to address our middle school math scores. So a lot of good things coming. And again, I appreciate you and your team's vision for this.
Great.
Mr. Denton, I think it is very important to your comment that if you have a standard and expectation, you got to supply the teachers and those doing the job the resources to be successful. If you can't have them dig you a pool by hand. You got to give them the tools and resources they need to do their job. So I appreciate that.
And I think that goes back into our commitment of teacher retention and recruitment. We want to make this the academic teacher destination in Oklahoma. That if you're teaching MBA, you've got what you need to be successful.
I agree.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Mr. Allen.
Yep. Next item, Mr. Bowser.
Good evening, Mr. Perry, Mr. Allen, members of the board. Speaking of giving teachers what they need, one of the things that is in desperate need of replacement in our classrooms are our smart boards. And so this is our phase 2, if you will, of the project, of the BenQ project. This summer, it'll touch actually 12 different sites. All 5 middle schools, our 3 early childhood centers. Timber Ridge is the lone elementary that we did not take care of last summer. The Freshman Academy, Options, and then we won't do the high school in totality. One of the things we'll do at the high school is, you may not be aware of this, but whenever we replace the BenQ monitors, in order to support the resolution of the BenQ, teachers need a new desktop monitor to support that resolution so that there's, otherwise it creates issues for them. So that's just a part of the project. So this summer, that's our first step at the high school, is to be able to do that. And then we will work with Ms. Barber over the course of the year to make a plan for next summer to be able to finish that at the high school. How to be able to juggle, for example, summer school when it's in session and those kinds of things. That just needs to be planned out very, very carefully. So it's your bond dollars at work, and we're excited to be able to get to work and make some improvements for our teachers over the course of the summer. Last summer we did 13 sites, a little over 550 boards. This summer it's 11 sites that we're replacing the boards in, just a little over 400 different boards that we're doing this summer.
Again, I think that's great. Just a high level of commitment to technology, leveraging what we can to increase our academic scores, to allow our teachers to do the best they can. So I think this is cool to be able to see. Those are fancy TVs. Those are pretty slick. So
They're pretty
cool.
slick.
They are.
Well, and just so you know, I mean, one of the things you've heard me say this at the board retreat in the past, our biggest limitation is resources, right? And so the recent passage of our fall bond issue, the 2023 bond issue, has provided us the resources we need to be able to move forward. And we have a really good plan on what we're doing next and what that looks like. And so we're excited about taking these next steps to support our students and staff.
Awesome.
Any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item will be to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Be safe tonight.